The first set that we're going to play is a set of 3 tunes that Dave and I put together a few years ago. One is newer. It's by Sarah Jarosz, and it's called Peace. It's a really, really pretty mandolin tune. As I was learning it, my daughter, who is now in 9th grade, so she would have been 5th or 6th grade at the time, I think, she was learning to play harp, and she was a little bit bored with her harp music, so she started teaching herself to play Peace on harp. When Sarah Jarosz plays Peace on mandolin, it's an incredible tune, but listening to it on harp is also quite an incredible experience. After that, we'll play 2 jigs. One is called Jerry's Beaver Hat, and then the other one is called Out on the Ocean. So the rebirth of mandolins, or kind of introduction of mandolins into the U.S. in the late 1900s is late 1800s is a really interesting story that Jerry sometimes tells. The reason I bring it up is because in the early 1900s, the focus in American mandolins was kind of build them to look like violins. That's what you see with the F-holes and things like that. But over the last number of decades, there's been lots of fun experimenting with different ways to build mandolins, so they come in different shapes and sizes. The oval holes that Dave and I are playing are more representative of mandolins that are built in the UK. Also, there's very few, every mandolin has a story. It comes from a unique builder, or it comes from a unique experience. Mine has a fun story. We were living in the UK, we were doing Christmas break up by Hadrian's Wall, and I reached out to a builder that I'd heard of named Roger Filed and said, could I come in? We're going to be in the area, could I just come look and see your instruments? So my, at the time, 6 or 7 year old daughter, now 12th grade daughter, went with me. He gave us a tour of the factory, told us lots of fun stories about his woods, gave us tea, let me play instruments. One of which was this one called a single malt, which I fell in love with, and my family graciously let me buy afterwards. So it's, yeah.
Why is it called a single malt?
It's called, so that's a good question. Thank you for asking, Dave. It's almost like I planted that.
Almost.
So the wood that it's made out of comes from repurposed whiskey barrels in the whiskey trade. And so it gives it both a unique color, but it also gives it quite a unique sound. And when they ran out of the wood from the whiskey barrels, the single malts are actually becoming less common because you don't have whiskey-soaked wood to build mandolins out of anymore. So the next set we'll play is a couple of songs about landscape. The first one is called Heart of the Heartland by a Minnesota mandolinist named Peter Ostrushko, who was a wizard mandolinist and played an incredible range of musical styles. But he wrote a lot of songs about the upper Midwest, Minnesota and the Dakotas. So this one's called Heart of the Heartland. The one after that is by Jay Unger, and it's called The River Waltz.